Gold's down, oil's up, but not a lot. So what's going on? Well, the markets are still anticipating those tax cuts from Trump, and that keeps pushing the markets up. Also, the earnings reports keep coming in, and they're better than expected. 73% of the companies that have reported have surpassed earnings expectations, while 66% have surpassed sales estimates, according to Thomson Reuters. And very important, October is the month when things go down big time, from the crash of 29 to the panic over there that really knocked the markets out back in 1987. It's really a time when the markets take a big hit, and they made it through. It was a good month overall. So, we don't see the market decline coming. Of course, anything could happen. But then you're going into the holiday season. Trading gets a little light around December. So we got a month to play with. We don't see a correction coming until next year, the way things are going right now. But there's always the wild card that can throw that off. So, October ended on a high note, but a lot of people thought it'd end on a lower note. And oil's up near 2-year highs on the belief that they're going to be cutting back more production over there in OPEC land, and others agreeing to do the same. But as we see it, you're going to start seeing more and more rigs coming online. You're going to see those inventories start building again. And you're going to see a lot more U.S. West Texas crude being shipped out. And there's a big price differential between West Texas and that Brent crude. So you're buying West Texas at a cheaper price. So that's going to add even more supply to less demand. So we believe that oil prices right now are near their peak. And gold. Gold went down again today on the expectations that that new Fed chair to replace the current Fed chair is going to raise interest rates. And again, the higher the interest rates go, lower gold goes. So gold is in now that mid-range. You have to see where it does here at this mark where it is. If it starts going below the 1250, 1225 level, and then breaks below 1200, you got another $50, $80 below that. But if it starts going over 1300, it has to break smartly over it before it shows any strength. That's where we are with gold. And how about that Bitcoin, huh? Yep. $6,400 it hit today on the news that CME is going to start trading futures in it. That's right. CME said it would launch Bitcoin futures before the end of the year. So, a lot of speculation going on it, but the important thing is it keeps hitting the mainstream. And remember, this is millennial gold. It's the young people that know about this more than the older people, because when you try buying this stuff, you really have to be computer savvy to make it happen. I had to get other people to do it for me. So, it's gaining mainstream acceptance. We don't see it going away. The cryptocurrency trend is real because, read your Trends Journal, cryptocurrencies flying high or fading fast. We've been on top of this, and we believe we have some of the most strategic forecasts that give a lot of basis to where it's going, why it won't go in some directions and thrive in others. Only in the Trends Journal, where you read history before it happens, and in your Trends Monthlies. And what else did you read in your Trends Journal? Hey, how about your top trends for 2017? Yep. Silicon Valley, Rust Belt 2.0. Again, the Chinese are putting their money in building their economy for the 21st century. As I mentioned, China promotes Internet plus manufacturing. It goes on to say, the decision was made at a State Council executive meeting. The integration between the Internet and the real economy will be future deepened, and the development of the industrial Internet will be accelerated through the implementation of Made in China 2025 strategy in an effort to transform the nation into a global leader in the industrial Internet. Listen to that language coming out of the government, and you know what you get from this government? This is what you get.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
That's all you get. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Yeah, that's the headline news. They got a guy, this guy, blah, 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 listening to that. Well, they're doing this. And speaking about China and what their future looks like, again, going back to the conference, the 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, President Xi said, in the second stage from 2035 to the middle of the 21st century, we will be building on having basically achieved modernization, work hard for a future 15 years, and develop China into a great modern socialistic country that is prosperous, that is strong, that is culturally advanced, that is harmonious and beautiful. Words that you never hear coming out of the slimy little mouths of American politicians. And to be equal about it, men and women, black and white. It's as clear as can be where the future is heading, and it's not heading in the right direction for America, because all we do is talk about war. And you know what they're talking about war in China? And by the year 2035, the modernization of the national defense and armed forces should be basically completed. 2035. Hey, they're not much in a hurry, are they? No. But war. They love war in America. And not love. Nobody talks about peace and love anymore. They just talk about murder. Look at the Kennedy papers that came out. Yeah. How many people were they assassinating? How much did they want to pay for the assassination of Castro? And how many other leaders did they assassinate? Oh, it's okay to kill anybody that you want. You can have some sick son of a bitch say that you should go kill somebody in another country, and don't forget to pledge of allegiance, man. I hate war, as only a soldier who has lived it can. Only as one who has seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity. Dwight D. Eisenhower, 5-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces, knew the stupidity of war, and you have a stupid little boy like George W. Bush and all the other freaks around him, the Colin down the crap Powell, Penis Cheney, Wolf of Shits, and all the rest of the Obamas, the Clintons, and now the Trumps, the little boy over there in his military drag at the school in New York over here, in military school, killing people around the world. It's okay. We got people to kill. China has business to make. That's the difference, and that's why they speak the words they do of harmony, of cultural advancement, and beauty. What else do we have here? Home prices reach all-time highs. Yep. National home prices continue to rise, reporting a 6.1% annual gain. So, hey, what did I read yesterday? Homeowners renovate and stay put. Americans aren't moving in part because inventory levels have fallen near multi-decade lows. And home prices are rising. And they go on in this story, they can't figure out why people aren't moving up and why millennials aren't moving out of the house with their parents, because the jobs stink. That's why. And the rich are getting richer. That's all this market is about. U.S. deal-making activity hits $22 billion. Corporate America's enthusiasm for deal-making has roared back as U.S. companies yesterday unveiled merger plans valued at a combined $22 billion, with future $150 billion worth of deals being negotiated. That's where the money is going. Record low interest rates, median household income at 1999 levels, 78% of the people living paycheck to paycheck. If you get a $400 unexpected bill, people can't pay it. But the merger and acquisitions keep getting bigger and bigger. Deals announced yesterday include a $10.7 billion takeover of Denergy, blah, 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 blah. The $9.3 billion merger between Lennar and Cal Atlantic Group, blah, 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 blah. And the $1.9 billion acquisition of for-profit education company Capella by rival Strayer. Yep. Oh, another one. Axo in paint deal. Yeah, how much is that one? A couple of $1 billion here and there. And again, one merger and acquisition after another as Americans save less, spend more. Americans are saving less as the economy and stock market heat up, and they boost spending on big-ticket items like cars and refrigerators. The U.S. savings rate fell to a 10-year low. Consumer incomes are not rising fast enough to sustain solid growth, and that is a warning sign of future trouble, said Joel Naroff, chief economist of Naroff Economic Advisors. Consumer incomes are not rising fast enough. You get it? That's why people are staying put in their homes. That's why all the money is going to the top. And people are spending. Credit card debt now is at record levels. Consumer debt, college debt, the debt levels build, the merger and acquisition activities increase. The pressure for a bubble is building. But consumer confidence hits highest levels since December 2000. That's right, 17 years. I'm mentioning this because at the same point, Trump's approval rating hits a new low in poll, 38%. I'm making this point because the propaganda that the media keeps putting out, the popularity of the president, has very little to do with the economic fundamentals. And the economic fundamentals are this: as long as money stays cheap, people will keep borrowing, businesses will keep buying back their stocks and raising the stock market levels as merger and acquisitions also increase those. And then again, the news they don't talk about much here in the United States is what's going on over there in Spain, in Catalonia. So just a few of the headlines. On Monday, Catalonia's first day of direct rule puts Madrid authority to the test. Separatists pledge to defend regional ministers. And the next day, Madrid reasserts its grip on Catalonia and threatens separatists with prison. Wow. Whoa. No voting, no referendums, they're not allowed. Spain's constitutional court cancels Catalonia Declaration of Independence. And now, Catalan president, cabinet flee to Belgium amid Spanish arrest threats. How about that for democracy, huh? We don't like what you're doing and we're going to put you in jail for it. Yep. Could you imagine if this was happening in one of the Soviet countries that are now Russian countries? Yeah. Could you imagine if the Russians did this, if a group tried to break away within the Russian province? Hey, it was okay for Slovenia. Remember the Czechoslovakia? Yeah, the Slovakia is gone. They had a referendum. Boop. Weren't independent before, but that was okay. Hey, how about Yugoslavia? And they broke all that up, and the people voted to break away. They didn't even vote. Matter of fact, the United States let them break away. But when they vote to break away in Catalonia, put them in jail. That's right. We're a different kind of dictatorship. And the people buy it in this country because they don't know anything about what's going on, nor do they care.